So I just want to make an introduction to what's going on in this video. Again, for anybody that's interested, it's the next day, it's in the morning. So this video, if you watch it, it's going to be about me trying to figure out how to adjust these windows and how to make the door close easy. In a nutshell, that's what it is. So I filmed a bunch of junk of me trying to figure it all out. And then at the end, I decided I better go over what I learned in that period of time. So I'm going to take that video at the end and put it to the front. And then I went through all that mess, me trying to figure it out, and just kind of edited it out like highlights. So if you watch the beginning of the video, you'll see I explain how, as far as I know right now, I'm going to call this part one, how you adjust your window and problems. And then if you want to watch past that, I think that first section it takes 20 minutes to explain. And if you want to watch past that, you'll see some of what I did that kind of helps explain what I'm talking about in the beginning 20 minutes, if that makes sense. And again, I haven't finished because I'm still working this out, but that's my videos. That's what I do. I'm not a person that makes videos and says this is how you do it. I'm more of a person that says this is how you learn to do it, if that makes sense. That's how my videos are. And that's it. Okay, for the last 2 hours, I've been trying to figure out how to get this window, for one, not to bind, two, to hit in the middle here, three, to get an even line on top. So you can either watch I might add this in, I'm not going to share my suffering to get to the point where I am right now. I call it suffering. Or in other words, the learning process. But I'm going to tell you, if you can just watch this part and you'll probably get most everything you need out of it. So I'm just going to point out the different parts. So these 1, 2, 3 are just guides that you can adjust in and out with these 3 bolts. That'll push up against the glass. Let me just stop there. I might go backward and forward, but it's the way I understand it. These 2 and these 2, you can adjust. You can pull the bottom of the glass in or out. So if you pull the glass in, the top will go that way. If you put it out, the top will come this way. So if you adjust these, so what I did is I adjusted them. I had to adjust these to make the glass go that way, and then then put these up to where the glass, then push the glass up to where as far as I could go, basically, and then tighten these. So then I got this lined up. But then I noticed the door is hard to close, and it doesn't really say anything in there like in the directions here. I call it directions. The manual doesn't say why a door is hard to close. But then I was thinking maybe the glass is too far this way, or too far that way. So, screwing around with these in here, there's 2 bolts here, and 1 bolt here. That adjusts the height of the window. But also, if the windows, and if you go to see my last video, there was a big gap in here when the window was up. But if you lower this side, this corner is going to move that way. I mean, that makes sense, right? If you lower this side, that's going to move that way. So as you're going up and down, you're also moving left and right. So you got to find a fine point where your gap is good along the top. If that makes sense. So when you're adjusting these two here, you need to adjust this one. This is the again, this is on the whole window mechanism is called a regulator. It regulates the up and down, I guess. But then you got to put the window in the track. So there's a track here, and there's a track here, and there's a little intermediate track here. They call this a cam. In fact, I think they're all called cams. I call them tracks. It's kind of like a door opening and closing with the little wheel. And you go back to my other video somewhere, a couple of them, I rebuilt the whole inside. But since then, when I went to get the car painted, again, I'm going all over the place. This door was too bad, so I went to the junkyard, auto parts junkyard, and this is a replacement door. So the body shop took it apart, put it back together. So I didn't know where it was, and I never had adjusted the door in the beginning. To adjust this one, I think I said this, to adjust this one, loosen this. Don't take it out, just loosen it. In fact, I would say loosen this for all height adjustments. Just this one with a slot. And then there's a slot in here. Maybe I'll do a shot of this at the end. There's a shot where this can slide. It's like that. So if it slides this way, if it slides this way, the window's going to go up. If it slides this way, the window's going to go down. And this one is just up, it's at that angle. It's just going to go up and down. So make sure this is loose. These two are loose. And then you can adjust up and down here, which is also going to affect sideways. So it's kind of finding a medium. This one right here, and I'm not going to do it right now. This is the piece that goes on this side, right about there. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. If you loosen this, let's say all you're going to do is you're going to adjust your window. You just decided that you want to replace this. Loosen this. This is a window stop. It stops the window from going down any further. So if you adjust this, you can adjust it where it'll go down a little bit further, and you can get at these screws. So after you put it back in, you don't want it to go down that far. You know, you're going to want to get it up higher. But what I found out also is if you can see these things right here, there's like these felt pads. Again, this is aftermarket. I'm rebuilding the car. I think these are on here, but I don't have them anymore, the old ones. This thing is too thick. As I was talking about how the window goes this way and that way, I could only go that way so much to get into this, but it was hitting here. That's why I lowered the window to take these out. I think I need to take these out of here and put like a half a pad. They're riveted in. So that's that. So I think I talked about everything. I got another video. I think the motor's okay. If the battery's low, the motor's not going to work good. So I got it on a charger right now. So I can show you. Well, I took the key out, but it works fine. It works fine down, a little slower going up. But make sure your battery's charged. But also, when I was in here, this has got a mirror that you're going to have a knob to adjust it. I noticed that when they put the car back together, they didn't put the bracket that goes right here. So I might have to take the glass out still. Again. But the motor's okay. Oh, and the other problem is now, when I go to close the door, again, you have to watch the whole damn video and it's going to be long. Now when I close the door, there's a gap right here that you can see through. It appears that I got the window too high. In fact, I know I got it too high, because again, if you watch the whole thing, I put the T-top on, and when I close the door, you can see that the T-top weather stripping is telling me that this is too high. So I need to readjust these again. So again, I'm going to have to loosen this, and this. Because this needs to be loosened so this cam or guide can go up or down. Which is attached to the glass because it's in the track. I think that's it. This is going to be more than one part. Again, this is for anybody interested. I've never done it before. The other thing I don't like is when I close this door all the way, I gotta really push it hard. This weather stripping right here seems to be too thick this way. I need to and I think it's a solid piece. I'm probably gonna have to shape this and cut it. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Again, you'd have to watch it, and it's all jumbled together, and it's part of my figuring. I don't know if anybody's doing this and they're suffering. That's kind of why I make these videos. I guess the reason I do this is I was in construction. When I first started out, I didn't know nothing. I had to get people to help me learn, and the best way, I just watched them make mistakes. Well, I would make a mistake and they'd show me the right way. And for years, you'd make a mistake and you get better and better and better. That's what these videos are about. I am not an expert at anything. So that's where I'm at, I think. Oh, and then this bolt is stripped. So I need to put a bigger bolt in. I guess I'm going to have to tap it. I don't want to take that. I don't have another one of these arms for one thing. I don't think so. I don't remember that I do anyway. I'm pretty sure I don't. And it's no big deal, another bolt. And I think these pieces right here can be, if you're having trouble, I think you can bend this inner piece. So you loosen this, and if you want to get the right angle, whatever you think is the right angle, you probably could bend this in here, I think. And I think they sell a replacement felt to put on here. So you could take them out and put replacement felt, but make it damn sure it sticks. And that's where I'm at. So the window works. I got rid of the gap. It's not the motor. I just need to get rid of some binding issues, which you just have to figure it out. And now my main issue is right here. And then I think once you get it all adjusted the way you like it, because the weather stripping is not factory weather stripping. I mean, I don't know, but I guess what I'm getting at is when you get it all adjusted the best you can, I'd say close the door and let it hopefully mold itself, or you know what I mean. I mean, I was thinking about like heating this up, closing the door, but that also kind of scares me because what happens if it sticks? Maybe I could put paper on here. I don't know. I haven't decided quite how, but the door is way too hard to close, in my opinion. You would think you could just, again, this is not a modern car, and I never saw it right, this car. So that's my excuse. And as for rebuilding the inside of the door, go back to my other videos. And if anybody does do that, and this bearing right here, if you can't find this roller bearing, I can find it. They're all available, but I don't know that they say Trans Am. It might be for a Camaro, it might be for a Chevelle. I can't remember where I got them, but it was something weird. So if you do rebuild it, take it apart, measure it, look at it, and find one. If not, in one of my videos, I'm pretty sure I show you where I got them. Now, as for this manual, this is the 1976 Fisher Body Service Manual. Remember, I got a 1979 top. But there are instructions on how to adjust all this. It's not that easy to understand. But let me see if I can find it. I'll just tell you the page. So, if you go to doors in the index, let me see. Yeah, doors 5. And then this is the F-body car. It says door window assembly, F style. Page 5-82. So then it talks about diagnosing and adjustment, and window too far inboard or outboard, window too high or low, window too high or low in down position, window too far forward or rearward, window mechanism binds when operating, glass alignment using gauge blocks. Well, I don't have any gauge blocks, but I don't think you need them. So anyway, that's in a nutshell of this whole video. If I put it all, again, don't watch it unless you like to watch somebody figuring stuff out and getting mad and getting happy and all that stuff. These used to work. I haven't tried the power. Remember, and this particular car came with power locks, but I had to replace the motors. But I haven't tried it since, and the key's not in it right this second. Well, here's the key right here. Let me try it. It did work. Hang on. Let's see, power locks. How do you do it? I can't even remember. I can't remember how to trigger the power locks. There's a switch over here. They work. So if you want to know how to do that, again, that's in the rebuilding the door. I think I found the motors online and eBay, or the actuators. Don't you leave your key in unless you check the draw like I showed in the last video. Make sure you're like down to like thousands of amps, because I got a clock that's ticking all the time. it doesn't draw much, but it'll eventually might go dead. Check your draw, watch the last video. And that's it. So I'm not going to show you closing the door, how tight it is, but I think for tonight I'm just going to put the window down to about here so that I don't have this binding issue up here. And I want to see if the door closes easier. It won't make sense to you unless you watch the rest of the video. So I'm going to lower the window. I think I have the switch wires on the switch backwards too, because I have to push the button forward. To me, forward should be up. So forward is down. I just got to reverse the wires. See, it's working. So I'm just going to go there. I'm going to take the key out. I don't want to forget. The seats are out. Again, those last couple of videos, I just want to see how tight it is right now. Well, I gotta be careful because this glass is loose. It's looser. So the binding is here and in here. I think this just needs to be kept closed for about a month. That's where I'm at. And there's one more thing I think I want to talk about. That piece that goes right here that I was just showing, I think I have an extra one. In other words, I bought 2 sets. See, that closes fine now. So, it's not really this weather stripping. It's this stuff. So I'm just going to get the other ones out, compare it, and I'm going to see if you can see this, if this piece is the same on the other set. Because this is definitely causing me a problem. Somehow I have 2 extra sets. Don't ask me how. That's one of the parts when you order the parts ahead of time, because you're trying to get everything together. We're just going to open these up and we're going to see what we got. I mean, they're not going to do me any good. I'm just wondering if I got the right one. But just looking at this, what am I looking at here? They're different. That's all I can tell you. They're different. I mean, I don't know what this is actually. There's no, I think this is just the replacement of this piece, if that makes sense. It doesn't have any felt on it. Now this one I think is different. So we got this one compared to this one, which doesn't have any. I guess the point is, there's no place to put screws in here. So it must be that you glue this on here or something. I don't know what the hell. Again, no instructions. Nothing has instructions. Let's see what this one is. Okay, I'm going to do a close-up on this. This one does have the screw holes in it. It doesn't have chrome. I'm not sure what is supposed to be on there, to be honest with you. It's supposed to be chrome or not chrome, I don't know. But this one has a different kind of pad. But this pad's even sticking out further than the other one. This is just like a piece of hose. So I'm just going to do a close-up on this. See if I get them same direction. I think this is the opposite window, but so this is another thing you got to watch out for. I'll try to show this. I'll get as close as I can in this area. This one has a felt pad. And I'm looking at, I picked it up. Sorry, I forget. This one's got a felt pad. This one's got like a piece of tubing. This one doesn't have the screw holes like this one does, and this one does. So if we compare these two together, I don't know what to say. They're just different. I mean, look at them. Let's see. So I guess there's the chrome type. There's the wide chrome type. There's the non-chrome type. There's the thin chrome type. I don't know what's right. So I guess I could try to, I got enough parts to fix this problem somehow. What my final solution is, I don't know. What I'm wondering is how does the one without the screw holes, how do you put that on one of these if you wanted to replace it? Which I think is pretty stupid, because you don't need to do that. You can buy one with the screw holes. But I'm just wondering, I'm wondering to myself here, I think this is the opposite door. So that's where I'm at. Part one. Just start this out. The compressor's running in the background. I want to see if the WD-40, the one on the right, costs $4 more than the one on the left, because it's got that special spout. I want to see if it will switch over. Of course, I need a tool. It's got a little pointed tool that pops out. That's on tight. So I'll just put this on the old one. It's got about that much in it. It's got this little tube on the other one. Let's stick that on here. Anyway, I was just curious. I mean, this came with that, but this still go on there. What the heck? Yeah, there it goes. I got these cheap. I ran out of the small drill bits. They just keep going sharp, dull. These are like $4. And batteries for my reserve headlight. These are like $4. I'm just gonna give you little tips as I go along, things I learned over the years here. So let's just go out and look at this compressor. Well, one thing, the compressor runs at night. I keep hearing it running at night. So now I just turn it off. It's got a slow leak somewhere, and it just isn't worth me to try to track it down because I can't hear any hissing. I mean, the way to do it is spray water, but then, and here's the filter that came with the shop. I had to seal this. But what I want to show you is you get water in your line. So that line right there. Let me just open it. I just did, but let's see if there's any more water in. So that's just hooked to the bottom of where you usually undo your tank. See if I can do this with one hand. Again, you can see the water. That makes it real handy. When I first did it, I'd say about a cup of water came out. So just going over to the table, I know I'm just yakking away like I always do. Still got the door panels, but I'm not going to touch that until I get the window adjusted. Here's the tool I use to get the wiper motor part, which I ordered, a Delco. And I'm just looking at what I got left. Really, I just got the door parts left. These pipes. The license plate. Then I made a list of things to do before I put the seat back in. Clean inside rear window, touch up some paint on the console. The seat belts may be painted black. I mean, they're faded. Fix screws in the bottom of seats. I noticed that, I'm just gonna use my foot. Right here. There's something wrong with those screws. Touch up back of seats. That one doesn't look bad. This thing will fall over unless you lean it against something. Again, I took parts out of all my best parts and used them. Dash touch-up, I got one spot. Seat belt material touch-up. Seat belt touch-up paint. I think I meant... Sorry, this stupid camera. Focus. I think I meant that. Touch that up. Anyway, I hate reading directions for some reason. I don't have the patience, or I don't know what it is. No, window not parallel with side roof rail weatherstrip. By loosening the front and rear upper travel stops 2 and 3. 2 and 3, 2 and 3, and inner Pelican screws figure number 8. This, that, and raise or lowering front edge of glass in relation to roof rail is required to parallel this one and that one. That one's different. So I think this I just get a feeling this is what's causing the binding. Did I loosen these? Okay, it's moving now. Okay, you see that? So it looks like to me, these two, let me back out. So it looks like to me, these two and these two, I already loosened these, or I thought I did. These slide this way, and these are actually part of the rail system inside the regulator. So I got plenty of movement now. Okay, I got the key. I want to see if the motor runs stronger now. Get this key in here. The seats aren't in. So the window's working pretty good now. Stupid thing. F-style on page 584. Again, this is like a frickin' hieroglyphics. Under F-style, it just says removal and installation, but it doesn't say of what. The door window assembly, F-style. This has got a better picture. Page 582. But it doesn't look like my door. Again, this is not a how do you do it, this is how do you figure it out. That's all my videos are. How do you figure this stuff out? So if I go to close this door, you can see the glass is way over there. I need the glass way up here. So we know that those screws right here are what I need to adjust. Now let's look at the other side. I'm just going to zoom in. You also notice now I loosened something. This window is way over here. So, I guess when I lift it all the way up, it's not like that. But I would say with a T-top, that's where the gauge block would have to go. And then I guess the other side is wherever it hits. So just for the heck of it, I think this needs to go way up here. So I'm going to tighten these bolts right there. Because I don't really understand this. When When I'm done, I will. So I'm gonna lift the window all the way up. I don't really understand why this one doesn't move as much as that one. There's something that I don't know about. Maybe the screw's not loose enough. I'm gonna go as far as I can. Even if I move these, I still need these, I can see that. To hold it there. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm holding the glass up with my head. And I guess what I'll do is also I'll just keep checking for binding as I go. And see where it's, when it starts binding. Also got to remember, this is the replacement door, so they took everything apart and just stuck it in here at the body shop. Again, I'm not blaming them. I had this all figured out once, except for I didn't have the window adjusted. These were really loose. I don't know if this one is even tightening. There it goes. It's stripped. This one's stripped. But it is holding on this one. But I want the window up, so I'm going to push this up until it touches and tighten it. See if the window binds now. No, it doesn't bind. I'm going to go a little bit further on it. Well, let's try the door. See where it hits on the weather stripping. Still needs to come up. It looks like the only thing that's going to hold it up are these things, which are the things that make it bind, I think. Again, this might be the wrong one. Well, let's check to see if it's where it should be. Still low. What is up with that? But I can tell you, if you watched that last video, this gap is gone now. Don't ask me why. In the weather stripping. But what the heck is holding this? Still think this thing's pushing on it. I think I need to, again, I'm trying to figure out the easiest way. Take this out and see if it still has that problem. One, two. Three. Get this one over here, last five. Get this last one first. 1, 2, 3, 5. This piece should come out of here now. These are the pieces I'm talking about. Over here, I'm good here now. That height is good. But now, this needs to go up. Which has to be this adjustment here. Loosen this bolt. I'm getting there, slowly. Like I said, everything I do, I gotta figure it out. It must be these two right here. That's the inner panel cam, they call it. So basically, I think it's saying is, after you get your height right, loosen this. After you get your height right, tighten this. There's still some slop in there. I'm just going to put it right in the middle of the slot, right there. I'm going to try the window again. Back's tightening up. I think that is right, okay? But there's a gap here. Now there's a gap here. So that's telling me that this is not right. And it's hitting here. And it has to go down. But I don't think I can get it down any further. So again, we're going to leave it there. It appears to me, again, if you go back to the last video, there was a big gap here. That's fixed. The window goes up and down. But now we got a gap here. See that? This window is too high. It's pushing this in. Just barely. That problem, so this has got to go down. So I'm going to do that. I think I said I was going to end the video. But this is how this works. You gotta solve these problems. Once you solve them, next time it's simple.